So Jen and I thought this week we would do a little question and answer session. It's been a while since we've done that, and we've actually gotten a number of really good questions in the comments. We've gotten some from friends and family as well. So we put together a short list. We thought, let's run through these with you guys and see what we got. Sound good?
I think so.
All right, let's get started.
So we got a question on how do we handle our mail?
And the answer is we don't. We actually have a friend of ours that takes care of everything for us. Bryce, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. No, we actually have a residence back in Washington State, and we opted not to do what we felt was kind of a little bit odd setup with like South Dakota or Florida, where you don't really live there, but you pay a service. I know that's very viable. People have done it. If you have no other option, we would have done that. But we actually moved our entire residence up to Washington State, so all of our mail comes there. And basically once every week, 2 weeks, I get on the phone with my buddy and say, have we gotten any jury duty notices? Because that's all I'm really concerned with. Everything else is pretty much bills and garbage at this point. It's all done through online. I mean, it's basically it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty easy. Do you have a driver's license?
We do. So when we changed our residency to Washington State, we had to have proof of residency, and one of those was getting a driver's license. So we went. I was actually able to not have to really do anything except fill out paperwork. I just, coming from California, they just accept that and switched it over for me.
Funny story, so when I lived in Washington, it was in high school, and I had gotten in a little bit of trouble, and apparently had my license suspended at some point, which I totally even forgot about because it had been 20 years. So we moved back, and they told me, you're gonna have to retake the driving test, which I'll tell you is terrifying. When you're almost 45 and thinking about having to read, I had to read the book again and like take the actual physical test, and some of the laws have changed too, and then get in the car with a really nice lady who thankfully was very easy to work with, and literally go take the entire driving test. Parallel parking, the whole nine, which I nailed, by the way. I never do. That's Jen's specialty.
You're so glad you took the opportunity to read the book too, because you don't think you would have passed if you didn't reread that book.
No, I definitely wouldn't have. And in fact, she was really adamant with me because I came in there and she's like, you need to read this. Guaranteed there's been a bunch of changes, and especially in and around like very specific instances, like how many yards before you turn your headlights off, stuff like that. So I did it, and I'm super glad that I did, but yeah, that was nerve-wracking. And we actually got international licenses as well. You had us do that beforehand. We haven't even used
yeah, so there's a second part to this. We did get a second set of driver's licenses in Hawaii. So they are good for a year. However, it is dependent upon the country. So they are only good for, I think, the first, 30 or 60 days in Thailand or something like that. Not that we're driving anyway.
At all.
But I wanted us to get the licenses just in case.
Next question, how safe is it? This is pretty broad. I think that's because it encompasses a lot of different topics, but what do you think, Jen? How safe has it been for you?
I have felt really safe every single place that we've been. I have been with you on pretty much all our outings. However, I will say that I was never feeling uncomfortable, never felt like I had to look over my shoulder or...
We're also not going to places that aren't basically tourist places or, like higher end locations and things like that. So it's not like we've been anywhere shady by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm also kind of a stats nerd about this stuff. So I've looked this up and I've compared it to different places in the United States where we were from in San Diego, and the vast majority of the places because there's far fewer guns and there are far fewer murders as a result. And so I don't have to worry about getting murdered. Jen listens to a lot of murder podcasts, y'all, so I do worry about it.
Also, particularly in Thailand, like it's not the type of culture where you have to safeguard everything you put down and think that it's going to get stolen. I don't do this personally because I am trained to, have my cell phone with me at all times and anything valuable, but people leave their phones and computers, walk away, go get some food,
I did it one
restroom.
Time. When I was I had a buddy of mine out and we weren't eating with Jen that day, and I left my iPhone on the table while I went to go get lunch. Even though I could see it the whole time and I was still a little bit worried about it, nobody even cared. No one's taking that on time. So I would say, yeah, very safe.
Another question we get asked is, how do we receive packages?
You figured this one out pretty much for the both of us, and we got it. Hotels are probably the easiest place to get it because the addresses are a little bit more consistent. You're not worried about having to do apartment numbers and block numbers and all that other stuff. So really the only time we've gotten true packages, we got Amazon deliveries, and that was at the hotel in Mount Chiara.
Yeah, we were staying there for quite a long time, so I felt safe with receiving the package in time because it did take a couple weeks.
It did.
But I think I would attempt it again if we were at an Airbnb for a month or more and I talked to the person that rented it to us and asked if it was okay to get a package there and they
Yeah.
gave me a thumbs up, then I would try it again.
Especially the condos, because there's an area for it where it just lands and is there. We have access to the mailbox in this one too. So again, if even if it was smaller stuff, if we needed to get a credit card sent to us, we're thinking about doing that here in the future. So
Right.
there's definitely ways to do it. In fact, I wouldn't even consider it to be super difficult. It just takes a little bit of preparation for the timing. I think is a
Yeah.
big one.
I also have a friend who has offered to put a little care package together for us of
Yeah.
things that we can't get out here and send it to us. So that's another option that we have.
Probably gonna take advantage of that soon.
Yeah.
Can you move back if you change your mind? What do you think, Jen?
Absolutely.
Can we? Yes, we can get in the plane and come back. We only have a couple of suitcases, and we still have a good number of stuff back at home too. So we
Yeah.
absolutely can.
Right. Are you still going to be retired at home?
That's the big question, but yes, absolutely, I will be retired home. No, if we went back home, I think it would be for a period of time, or we'd be doing some new business venture. I think it would be another option that we'd be coming through. But I don't know. I think for the next couple of years at least, we're probably going to be abroad and just enjoying what we really got started. We're only 6 months in now, so I think maybe one or two dark night of the souls where we've had some troubles in a given day, we might think of like, I want to just move home. But I would say 95% of the time I've been thrilled to be on the road and not having any I'm not looking back. I don't know. Same for you or no?
I'm still having fun. I think we can go forward with the travels.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. What happens when you get tired of moving around?
Stay in one place longer, I think is the real answer there. We have been trying to get every country in the last 2 months, just chop, chop, chop. I think we're backing away from that. We finally got a full 90-day stay here in Kuala Lumpur. I think we're trying to do that more for the next couple of countries that we're going to hit. And I think we'll eventually extend that into 4, 5, 6 months too, down the road.
Yeah. We've been really moving. Even though we have 90 days here, we're still staying at a new place every month because we want to see different areas of a city or a country. So I think we would slow that down even more and extend our stays to 2 months, 3 months, and maybe even 6 months to a year at some point
If
when
we
want to
felt
slow
like that.
down.
Yeah, I think we want to pick a place eventually for a more long-term setup. Because of the way taxes work, I don't know if we'll ever have a place we just stay at year-round. It might be a situation where we do, summers here and low season in a different place, trying to keep it 6 months each. We're still figuring all that out. And really, I think the first 2 years for us was basically check out as many places as we can.
I think we're in a discovery phase right now to see where it is that we would like to spend a longer amount of time.
Yep.
So we're on the hunt.
All right. You making any money? We better be, or we're going to be in trouble. No, we are. We absolutely. We have passive income streams that we've already set up. That was basically the gist of our entire retirement plan and our portfolio. So we're definitely working on those consistently. We were looking at stocks just the other night and having conversations about that. Market didn't quite move the way we wanted it to for us to make the buy, but yeah, we're constantly looking at that type of stuff. That's the biggest question I get from folks back home. They're like, "What are you guys doing for money?" And we're like, we planned all this out. We have a multi-year plan on how we're going to fund this lifestyle and what that looks like. And it's been
Our net worth has gone up since Tom has retired 6 months ago, so we're making money.
Yeah, and honestly, it's because you just dramatically cut your expenses, and that's a finance lesson that anyone will tell you is that expenses really dictate what your abilities are. Because no matter how much money you have coming in, if you're spending everything that's coming in, you're working against yourself. You're moving backwards. So we flipped the script on that. We are no longer spending the $10,000 a month we were spending in San Diego,
Right.
And the quality of life is still pretty fantastic. I mean, all things considered, I haven't really wanted for much. Maybe some better pots and pans and things like that. I was watching Bert's Travels the other day, and they were talking about this, and I empathized. I know what that's like because we love kitchen gadgets.
Oh,
yeah, that's
no,
a big one.
I think I would pick the bed. If I could have a consistent bed, like Bert said, that's what I would do. I would have my preference of the bed every single time.
Yes, if you want to be traveling around the world full time, you better be making some money. So.
Yeah. Are we planning on renting forever?
I don't even know that we know the answer to this, Jen. I think that we have even talked as recently as this last week about potentially owning property again. For us, that's got to be a good investment. We are true nomads, even when we did own houses and properties. 3 to 5 years, and we were ready to we got that itch and we wanted to move on. Jen would reno the house. She had all the tools. She did all the work, remodeled kitchens and all this stuff, and then we'd end up selling the house. Which my mom always laughed at because she's like, yes, spend all this time, effort, and energy to make the house so beautiful, and then you just turn around and sell it. But I think we were more comfortable renting. You know, we made some good money off those sales, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't decided yet. We like to get online and look at what's available for the price that we would maybe particularly want to invest. But we talk about it, so I don't think we've decided wholly yet.
But not off the table.
Yeah, not right away. It would be some time, I think.
Yeah. Did we consider renting our properties instead of selling them? That's a good one.
I think that this is something that a lot of people should consider, but we had already been renting for a few years before we decided to go on this journey, so we didn't have that opportunity.
I think they meant, did you consider renting out your house before you sold it? Like instead of us selling the house, we would rent it out to somebody else. I think that was what the question was.
Oh.
Which I get, because a lot of people, like, they don't want to sell their house and they're not maybe necessarily committed to the travel lifestyle right off the bat.
Right.
And I don't know. I feel like the answer to that one is no. We just never wanted to deal with it.
Yeah, I didn't want to deal with problems while I am 10,000 miles away. So if the AC went out or the roof started leaking, you know, I know we could have hired a property manager, but I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with that, so I didn't feel comfortable with it.
No, and I felt like for each one of the situations we were in, we were making a significant profit. You could reinvest that, dividend stocks, whatever you feel comfortable with. You're still generating that positive cash flow and you're not dealing with anything. There is literally zero upkeep.
How do you pick where you're going to visit?
We have a wheel that I built and we just spin that thing and wherever it comes up, that's where we're flying to. Now, we talked about this in the mistakes video. We haven't maybe been as good at this as we probably could have been. We're not quite as strategic in terms of like getting the low and high seasons, things we want out of both of those seasons correct, the timing of everything. It's been a little bit more of a what sounds good next.
Yes, that has absolutely been the approach. However, we are going to try to fine tune it and build ourselves a little map.
Yes.
With you know, flight distances between cities and also what is the weather like or air quality like
Costs,
here.
high season, low season.
Yeah, so we have an overall picture. We can just pull out our map and say what makes the most sense to go to next.
Yeah, and I think this is something that we feel good about after year one because we're going to hit all the major hot spots. We're going to get a feel on the ground for what we like and what we don't like, which will make this a little bit easier going forward. But yeah, I definitely think we both dread travel days. We do not want to do packing. It's just a pain in the neck, so we try to avoid it at all costs, keep those as few and far between as we possibly can. But man, I've kind of liked what we've done, even though we've changed it up a couple times. We have completely switched travel plans a month
we've
in.
had hotels booked that we've canceled.
Yeah, many times. Yes.
Airline tickets reserved, but on points, so we were able to cancel them, and we completely changed the itinerary. So, yeah.
A little bit of a grab bag right now. Okay, how about exploring South America or Europe?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think the answer is definitely yes.
Yeah, I think that's 100%. We will absolutely be going to those places and staying for an extended period of time. I think I'm probably the most excited about Europe.
Yeah.
We enjoyed our time. We did a 2-week trip where I went to Scotland, got to go to, I'm wearing the shirt, yes. The home of golf, St. Andrews. That's kind of a bucket list for me. So I got to go there, play golf at a couple of incredible courses in Scotland.
Yeah.
Jen's part of the vacation was going to Ireland and seeing Dublin and vacationing there.
There's a lot of affordable countries in Europe that you can go to. And then, maybe we'll have a couple days stops at the more expensive countries.
Yeah.
But we're definitely going to hit up Europe and South America at some point, Central America.
Yeah, I definitely owe you Paris. That's one that we've talked about. I got to get you to France to see that.
Yeah.
And I really want to go to Italy.
I really want to go to Spain.
Yes, Spain. Oh, absolutely. So yeah, we will definitely hit there up to. And then we spent a lot of time in Mexico. We've gone back and forth to Mexico because we lived in San Diego, which is literally right on the border.
Yeah.
So we're familiar with the culture. We love the food. I think Mexican cuisine is probably my favorite food. If I'm just being honest, if I had to stay on one cuisine for the rest of my life, it's going to be Mexican food. So we'd like to explore more of Mexico. What are some
I want
other ones?
Panama,
Panama's
Costa
absolutely up there.
Rica.
Yep. Bryce loves Costa Rica.
Yeah.
That's a huge one. He's always trying to get us to go down there. So plenty of options for that one too, right? What's last? What's the last question we got?
Let's see. How much should you save as an emergency fund?
This came up because we do a lot of budget videos, and I think this question was really directed at, you should have an emergency fund. Is that part of budgeting on a monthly basis? Only if you're refilling the emergency fund. I think you should have a static emergency fund, so I tend to leave it out of budget videos because it's meant to be literally for emergencies. If you're having an emergency every month, it's not an emergency. You should be planning for it. So emergency fund that we like to keep is at least $10,000
Yeah.
a month. And I like to keep at least 6 months when we were back in the States working full time. Just because you never know what's going to happen. So
Yeah.
you want to keep a nice sizable fund if you have the ability to do that. I think 10 grand is a great place to start for anybody. It's a nice round number, and it's going to cover enough of your expenses where you can stretch that out for a few months if you need to. And it definitely for us, that was a month's worth of full expenses. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think 10,000 is a good number. Any catastrophe, medical emergency, last minute flight home should cover it.
Yeah, and anytime you don't have an emergency for 6 months, you take that 10K and you bet it all on black. Maybe you double it, maybe you don't.
No.
All right.
If you guys have any questions that you would like answered, just drop them in the comments and we'll do another one of these and we'll get back to your question.
Yeah, let us know if you like the video format, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you feel like doing so. We'll see you guys on the next one.
See you on the next one.